Hello, my name is Latrice. I'm a student here at the illustrious Claflin University. I'm an English education major with a psych minor, and welcome to Truth from an HBCU. And today I am here with my great friend Corey.
Hey y'all.
Corey, tell us more about yourself.
So I am a freshman here on Claflin campus. I am a mass communications major with a concentration in journalism and then some hobbies in videography and photography.
Alright, well, for episode 1, we will be talking about if you need to lower the minimum drinking age and the issues that will come along with that.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy.
Here we go. And to give a little background, some background knowledge, the minimum legal drinking age was established way back when, after the prohibition on alcoholic beverages, 1933, was banished, and everybody and mama could drink until the 1970s, 1960s, when they had all the political stuff going on, and the age for voting decreased to 18. They had the Vietnam War going on, so they said people at the age of 18 should be able to drink too. So that happened. States changed their drinking age, which was 21 to 18. So all that happened, all that going on, car accidents, a high increase in binge drinking among adolescents too, which we can get into, which led to Ronald Reagan administration during that time to pass the minimum legal drinking age in the 1973, 1974, around that area. And there was a huge uproar about that. And it is said that they did fix problems, at least for people 18 to 20, car crashes and whatnot. It helped them. That, as well as binge drinking among those ages as well. But did it really help? That's the question. But before we get into all that, I want to hear your opinion on the minimum legal drinking age.
Well, they did make a great point when they first said, okay, well, if you can enlist, you should be able to drink.
Right.
That makes sense. That's a fair argument, but at the same time, at the age of 18, your brain isn't fully developed. You don't finish developing your frontal lobe, depending on age, depending on your circumstances when you start puberty, until you're, I think the average age is like 24, 25-ish. So you still you don't have great decision-making skills, because that's what your frontal lobe is for. It's for decision-making.
Right.
So yeah, of course there's an increase in car crashes, because you don't have that forethought of, I shouldn't operate a vehicle while I'm intoxicated at the age of 18, as much as you would when you're 21.
Very true. And then, I mean, I agree with that wholeheartedly too. Not only that, but for those that want to decrease the minimum legal drinking age, it's already been proven before that when the drinking age was what it was detrimental to people our ages as well.
I feel like that's an interesting argument, but at the same time, think of it within the context of when it was decreased. We weren't doing that well. People were coming back from war. People were already just not in the right headspace. The soldiers who came back from Vietnam were called baby killers. Like,
baby killers?
Yeah, because that's what they were getting spat on when they came back. That was a really bad war for the United States to be involved in.
I believe it.
Completely in a war. That's a war that nobody thought we had our business getting into.
Yeah.
So, when they came back, the soldiers weren't welcome back. They weren't celebrated.
Yeah.
They were ostracized and villainized. Villainized.
Very true.
So there was a lot of pain going on, so it makes sense why people were drowning their sorrows with alcohol to the point where they're so inebriated that they couldn't make those decisions. So it's a real sensitive topic to really think about, lowering the drinking age.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even, I guess now we can go into the actual age group, the age group that we're allowed to drink is our age group right now. So just thinking about it like college students, it is said that there is still a high binge drinking among college students versus our peers that are our age that are not in college. Their binge drinking percentage is rather lower. Why do you think that?
It's a part of college culture, I guess. I mean, party culture it starts in college. If you look at our media, that's where everybody's like, ooh, that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go party in college.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so much fun. Like, okay.
Talk about it.
But it's also because it is illegal.
Yeah.
If you want something, you can get your hands on it, but you can only get your hands on it on a certain amount of time. You're more likely to binge drink. Binge drinking isn't so much as like getting drinks like da-da-da-da. It's depending on man or woman, it's 3 or more alcoholic drinks within an hour for a woman, and I think it's like 5
for a man.
For a man, yeah, like 5 more beers or like wine. That's based on beer and wine. That's not based on hard alcohol. That's not based on tequila. That's not based on vodka. Like, it's not based on stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when people are taking all these shots and stuff for parties,
Yeah.
and then they're also doing mixed drinks, and they're also doing like twisted teas
Yeah.
and Smirnoffs, it's people are just throwing a lot of stuff in their system, and it's more likely that they're gonna get more drunk. I mean, binge drinking is a lot more dangerous than just, you know, just day-to-day drinking.
Like an alcoholic, it's like.
Now, alcoholism is still a big problem in our community, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is also where kind of alcoholism will start.
I agree. And you know, that's another argument that people wanting to decrease the age to 18 states. They say like, since you're already still at home, you can already be introduced to alcohol at that age and already be cultured and matured in what to do, what not to do when it relates to alcohol stuff. So that when you get to college, you'll already know like your limits and whatnot. And that's actually, I think, a group called the Amnesties Initiative. It's a group of college counselors and professors and whatnot, presidents over the colleges that come together and want that because they know college is a party atmosphere. And they want to kind of get rid of that before students come to college, so they already be like educated.
But you come at 18.
Yeah.
And there's no real education on drinking when you're like in high school. Even though it should be, because while drinking isn't a large thing in high school, partying and drinking is still a thing.
Yeah.
It's no way comparable to college. Like that's a whole different environment because you're not home. You're not having to go back to your parents drunk. You're going back to your dorm.
Yeah.
And I think it also comes into mind that I know other colleges that aren't like, we have a dry campus.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. We have a dry campus. No alcohol, no marijuana, nothing. Other colleges that have dry campuses that aren't enforced, because I have other friends who go to separate schools.
Right.
So just like from a personal excerpt that I heard from at I'm not going to name the college, but another college, they have 2 opportunities before they get like a college D-note. It's like it's an MIP, it's a minor possession. Okay. They have 2 times that they can go to the hospital and get their stomach pumped if they feel like they're too intoxicated, so they don't die of alcohol poisoning. Yeah. But a lot of people don't go to the hospital and don't say anything because they don't want to get expelled. They don't want to risk their scholarship. So I think that's a good, like, you know, save young lives if you already know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Like, there's no point in being in denial of it all.
Correct.
Prevention is the first step.
True. Just being educated. And I feel like that's why I don't know if you know this, but there's like a whole bunch of drinking and driving ads on the radio, or even for like TV commercials. They try and like promote that stuff, like don't drink and drive, or like buzz drinking, or like being buzzed is still drunk driving. But I don't know, I feel like people don't really pay attention to it because
it's always talked about.
Yeah. I don't know. And then there's always this thing like, if you do it, I do it type. And then also people with experience it out. Yeah. That can also be, I feel like, one of the, I feel like that could be like one of the again, like one of the most leading causes.
I think a good preventative act for it would be when, did you do prom promise at your high school?
Mm-mm.
Well, they have a drunk driving demonstration in my district where they'll have a stunt driver come out, they'll take a car, and then I think he gets up to maybe 15, 20 miles an hour, and he crashes the car into another car. It's a stationary car. Like, they'll take all the glass out so it's not as dangerous for the stunt driver. But they'll have him come out, and then they'll have, like, it was my theater troupe at the time, so we'd come out and we'd do a little demonstration where it was like a student died due to drunk driving, and then two of her friends came and saw the accident. So I think stuff like that also, because hearing about something is one thing, but actually witnessing a car that's not even going that fast. 20 miles is lower than what you're supposed to go in a residential area.
Right.
To crash into another car, like that's just something that's like, oh, okay, this is actually, because you could have heard the accident a block away.
Has there ever been a time where there are any stories you can like get on a time where you experienced like being in a alcohol atmosphere or anything to like bring awareness to people, what to do, what not to do?
Be careful who you hang out with. That's number one. Be careful who you hang out with, because while it wasn't me, it wasn't my friend. I actually just met this girl that day. I was going to a high school party, but it was with people who already graduated, some of them, so it was one of their friends.
Gotcha.
She also just got out of rehab. Yeah, so the girl just got out of rehab, and he brought her to a function where there would be stuff like that. Don't go to well, the girl, and didn't tell nobody. Nobody knew that but him and her, that she just got out of rehab.
Wow.
So she really drunk.
Yeah.
She threw up on me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She threw up on me, yeah, randomly. She was like, but she threw up before that, so I was like, okay. She threw up before that, so I was giving her water, I was having her sit down, I let her go to the bathroom, do what she had to do, came back out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna lay you down, and I'm gonna turn you on your side in front of a trash can. She sat up and I said, oh.
Oh. And you did all that? Oh.
Yeah, I thought, trash can? Yeah. But yeah, just be careful, who you hang out with. Like, only drink, if you're gonna drink, drink around people who you know, absolutely know, have the most concern in their heart for you. If you are going to absolutely get sloshed and tore up, as PWIs would say.
Okay.
Nobody here is supposed to sloshed.
I don't even know what that means.
It's being like really drunk. You know how people like stumble around?
Oh yeah.
That's being sloshed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If you're gonna get that drunk, for one, you shouldn't be drinking before you're 21 legally.
All right.
But we're in college. We're gonna be realistic.
Yeah.
People are gonna drink.
Yeah.
If you are going to drink, do it around people you have known for longer than the 6 months you've been at school.
Very true.
Especially as a freshman.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes in that situation, people might put their trust too easily into someone just because they know, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, so you gonna do it too. So we gonna be cool. But nah.
No.
Nah.
Their tolerance is not your tolerance. Especially if it's your first time drinking, you don't even know if it's theirs. Just don't put yourself in a situation like that.
Very true.
And then if you're uncomfortable, leave.
Exactly.
I don't just say leave the group you came with, but if the group you came with is being shady and you think something's going on,
go ahead and dip out. For your safety too.
Always have a backup.
Yeah. Good backup.
Always have a backup.
And then, like the regular rules, if you put a drink down,
don't pick it back up.
Don't pick it back up. If, you have a designated driver, always have that.
And have the backup designated driver in case that designated driver chose to get undesignated.
What
Never
else?
get into a car if your designated driver was drinking, even if they say they're fine. Buzz drinking is still bad.
Yes, it is. Buzz drinking is still drunk driving. Buzz driving is still drunk driving. What else? I think that's about all the...
I do think it should be lowered by 1 year though.
Really?
I do think
20?
20.
And why?
Because if you enlisted in the Army at 18, you done been in the military for 3 years and you tell me they can't drink? That don't even make no sense.
But like he said, their decision making.
20 to 21. 20 to 21.
You don't think it should be higher?
Nah, not really. I mean, like I said, you shouldn't be able to enlist if you can't drink. Is their logic. But again, your brain ain't fully developed, isn't fully developed. It still isn't even fully developed at 21. So when you drink like that, you're still not making the best decisions.
Yeah.
But it's better decisions.
But it's better decisions.
But I also feel like we have a large problem with drunk driving because we have no public transportation. If you think about other cities, so like undrivable cities like New York, I doubt their accident rate due to drunk driving.
Yeah.
I've never looked at these numbers. It's as high as ours. We don't have public transportation.
Right.
In Casey, we just got our bus system back 3 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, that's a story for another day though.
In the comments in the bus?
Yeah, we just got our comic system back.
Wow.
Mhm.
I didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't have buses for a long time.
Wow.
People were just walking.
Because it's close proximity.
That's like a 20-minute walk. Yeah, if I were to walk from my house to my high school, that's at least a 30-minute walk.
Dang.
We also have no sidewalks, in all honesty.
Dang.
It's not,
I forgot you. Yeah.
they're not walkable cities. We don't have walkable cities. We don't have public transportation. Like in New York, they have the subway, they have buses. There's more Ubers and Lyfts than there are down here. Like, you can't get an Uber in Orangeburg at all. You can only get a Lyft. And that's if the Lyfts are out. That's just
find somebody.
That just raises the likelihood of drunk driving.
Very true. Very true.
Preventative measures are the first step to prevent drunk driving.
That's good.
Claflin's already taking the first step. We're a dry campus.
Yeah, we are.
Step number 1. Step number 2. I don't know. Yeah, they're doing the best they can.
Yeah. But some even argue that, I know that in my paper, one of the solutions that I had picked were to have courses or have like a lesson on alcohol usage and drug usage.
That's what we should be talking about in freshman assembly.
But are we?
Yeah, something like that. We had the officer come out and talk to us.
What officer?
An officer came out and was talking to us about car catchers.
Who?
That was like at the beginning of this semester.
Oh, orientation?
What?
Because I know orientation they was talking about Title IX.
They talked about it then, and they talked about it again this semester, or like at the end of last semester. An officer came out and talked to us about car crashes.
Really? No, I don't think we talked about like in our class.
Yeah, I was just talking about the like assemblies.
Oh, assemblies. Okay. Well, I too feel like we need to have that in our class. Like, yes, we can talk about leadership, but we can talk about some of the other serious things that college students go through so that we would be prepared for those. Because at USC, I don't know, because I know you had a friend that goes to USC. They have those lessons as well, like drug usage and alcohol usage for the freshmen.
They also just have a larger drug problem than we do.
Hey,
not
no shade, no
not
tea.
to name them.
Yeah.
They also just, because they're a bigger college, so you have a lot more people coming from out of state, places where drugs are more rampant than they are in the South. Well, in South Carolina at least. Cities were like, Coke's rampant.
Wow.
So, people come with Coke issues and they're at school now.
Yeah.
Handing out Coke. No shade though.
Right,
Prayers.
No tea. Right, prayers. Well, yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like it should just be education access for everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely should, because the first prevention, education. Well, thank you all for watching the video today. Thank you for coming to the first episode of Truth from an HBCU. CU. I hope you enjoyed our content today, and if you would like to see more from me and my lovely guests that I will have on here, find me on YouTube at Truth from a HBCU. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
2. We're rolling.
A few moments later.
Alright. Lord have mercy. Let me pull up the questions. I think that's the first one.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Yep. Like some of you do. Like you wanna don't bread soak up anything you put it on?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the same idea.
Well, that makes sense. Because they always be like, eat some bread after you eat that fish.
Mm-hmm.
Get that bone.
Huh?
Right?
Actually, no. I think that's just an old people thing of eating bread with fish.
Stop it!
I do think that's.
I thought it's because if you like eat
Nope.
the fish and it got bones in it,
Nope.
then the bread, you eat it.
I
Nope.
don't eat fish with bones.
Oh, but like just in case, like fried catfish.
Nope.
you have- Shut
My
your
mama
face.
don't like it.